Good afternoon, my lovely butterflies. This is the Awakened Butterfly, and I am back with a new video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please stay for the entire video. If you like the content, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, my precious, lovely butterflies. I feel so good today. I am so happy to be able to present this video to you guys. Every time I'm able to present a video and talk and commute with you guys, I'm always in great spirits. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate all the positive feedback that I've gotten over the last couple of videos that I've dropped. I really appreciate that. It's really inspiring and it means a lot. And with that being said, guys, I have another video for you. And today we will be talking about narcissistic gangstalking. And it seems that the more I get into research on these topics, I keep finding different forms of gangstalking harassment. So today's topic is very important to me because I feel that during today's spiritual warfare, there's a lot of narcissism going on. You hear a lot of people speaking on narcissism on all types of social media platforms. And this is because this is a very, very, how can I say this? This is a gang stalking tactic, guys, that is used often, and there's a very big reason behind that, and we're going to get into that today. Before I get into this video, I would like to give a shout out to my cited sources: narcsurvivor.com, psychologytoday.com, psychcentral.com, gaslighted.com, and verywellmind.com. Thank you guys so much for your great informative websites, which enabled me to present this information to you guys today. So in this video, guys, I will be discussing narcissism and how it is used to drain, confuse, and manipulate, as well as control targeted individuals. So after doing research, I realized that there's a difference between gang stalking and narcissistic gang stalking. And the difference is, with narcissistic gang stalking, they have a group to help them further their gang stalking tactics. As with regular gang stalking, it's usually one person that's carrying out the tactics, or there is a group, but they're not under the main gang stalker. It's just everyone's on the same level of gang stalking. In narcissistic gang stalking, the narcissist is the leader of the group. They're the main gang stalker, and the ones underneath them are called flying monkeys, and we're going to get into that later on in the video. Okay, so after some serious research, guys, I found that in order for an individual to actually be a gang stalker, they must have a cluster B personality disorder. And what that means is there's 3 personality disorders that psychologists use to determine what type of mental disorder or personality disorder that their patients have. Cluster B disorder describes a person who is inappropriate and they're unpredictable, and they're also emotionally volatile, which means that they have a rapid change in their behavior for the worse, meaning that they're very high-tempered and they're very quick-tempered as well. And this refers back to my last video on the levels of gang stalking. This actually falls under the 4th level of gang stalking, the cluster B personality. This is where you actually start to see those traits of that personality disorder, which technically is NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. So when dealing with these type of people, they want everyone to like them. This is the characteristics of the narcissist. They need and they seek attention. And the narcissistic personality disorder is considered pretty much cluster B personality disorder. And these individuals are not only attention seeking and self-centered, but they're also violent and deceitful. And guys, they're also considered reckless as well, meaning that they will go through great lengths to destroy someone that they're jealous of. And they hold a high lack of remorse when they cause others pain, making their victims feel that they deserve the abuse that they're receiving from them. With the lack of remorse, guys, also comes a lack of accountability, because narcissists will never admit to their radical behavior because they're going to always justify it. So this means you will never get an apology out of them or an explanation as to why they behaved the way that they did. And these individuals are already operating with evil intentions. So therefore, it makes it easy for them to be used by the handler, which is the enemy, Satan himself. It's easy for Satan to use people that operate on this type of low vibrations, guys. And he uses them to gang stalk and to also assist in planning and organizing various harassment tactics. So narcissistic gang stalking is a form of psychological harassment where a group leader, which is always which is usually always a narcissist, guys. Always remember that the leader of, when it comes to narcissistic gang stalking, it's always the narcissist. And they target their victims with the cruel intentions of making their life miserable. That's plain and simple. Now, this is where you begin to understand the differences between narcissistic gang stalking and regular gang stalking. They both have handlers, but with narcissistic gang stalking, there's more people attacking you at the same time. As with regular gang stalking, you may be harassed by different people, but it may happen sporadically and in various locations. It's very seldom that you'll get attacked all at once when it comes to regular gang stalking. These individuals who cater to the narcissist, which is the handler, they cater to their every command, and these people are called flying monkeys. And this term comes from the movie The Wizard of Oz. Do you guys remember that movie where the Wicked Witch had her flying monkeys that she sent out to do her dirty work because she had a spell on them? They did whatever she asked. And that's where this term actually derived from. This is actually a real term that describes the people who work with the narcissistic gang stalker. And in the world of narcissistic gang stalking, guys, the flying monkeys act as the third party, meaning you have the gang stalker, the target, and the flying monkeys. And this is on behalf of their leader, which is the narcissist. And this is in order to inflict more harm on the target, the narcissist target, meaning that the flying monkeys have no personal vendettas themselves against the target. They're just being manipulated or forced to harass this person on behalf of the narcissist, which is leading them into these deceitful behaviors. They can be anyone from your partner, your family member, friend, child, even their side of the family. It doesn't matter. Even the narcissistic gang stalker that you're dealing with. And a lot of the times, most of this comes from people that you're in a relationship with, but it can also be friends and family members, even people that you work with. It can be anyone. And the person that is closest to the narcissist are usually the ones who receives the most harassment and manipulation. While the narcissist gets attention, which is mostly positive attention, they also get negative reactions from their primary source. And this is the person that knows everything about them. You know, this is the person that's getting actually abused because they spent the most time with this person and they know how they act behind closed doors. And they also serve as this person's source of energy supply. And this is because narcissists are not only seeking attention, but they're constantly looking for a new source of supply, because they also serve as energy vampires. And they desperately and purposely gain the attention of others. and they manipulate them and lure them into their own selfish and evil intentions. And this sense of entitlement that they hold, guys, causes them to use and abuse their targets. And then it also causes them to get others, which are their flying monkeys, to assist them in doing so. And many of the people that are used as pawns in the narcissist game are not even aware that they're being used, okay? Because they're master manipulators. And this usually happens when the narcissist is beginning to have problems with controlling the target. The targeted individual at this time has become aware and can no longer be controlled or manipulated. And usually at this time, the target has also found an escape route and they've went no contact with the narcissist. And this irritates them completely, guys, because as everyone knows, narcissists always want to be in control. And I want to say this, I'm not making this video to bash anyone that may have been diagnosed with NPD or anything like that. I'm just discussing the spiritual aspect of the entire situation itself. You know, narcissism, people being manipulated, people throwing rocks and hiding their hands, because these are the things that are being used within this spiritual warfare. So that's why I'm actually speaking on this. So it's not to just bash anyone personally. So just want to put that out there. Let me say this, the narcissistic gangstalker, they will use their flying monkeys to find your contact information or location. And a lot of the times, you know, by the people that they're using are people that are usually close to you. You may trust them enough to give them this information. Now, either by the flying monkey purposely giving it to the narcissist or by them being manipulated into doing so. The narcissist could lie and tell them that you are still on good terms and they just lost contact with you. You notice, you know, the people that are used as flying monkeys, they're easily to be manipulated. So narcissists, they choose their victims carefully. So they already know who they can get away with these things with at hand anyway. Also, guys, even though they don't deserve this, the narcissistic gangstalker feels that they should be admired and respected, no matter how disrespectful they're being to someone else. No matter how outlandish their behavior is, no matter how manipulating they are, they feel that they are not deserving of this same behavior, and they also feel that they're justified in their actions towards others. And they also want everyone around them to take on their views and opinions. But in all actuality, as in, you know, they say that Satan is a copycat, the narcissist is also a copycat. They copy the characteristics and the views and opinions of their victim, and they take them as their own and they pass them to other people in order to impress them in hopes of gaining admiration. They want people to like them, but they haven't found themselves yet, so they take on the personalities, characteristics, views and opinions, even sometimes the identity of other people. And it's usually the people that they attack. And this helps them gain more pawns too, also in the game that they play. Once they get people to like them by taking on a false identity, they're now able to possibly use them to either to abuse them for their own purpose, selfish purposes, or to use them to attack someone else. With that being said, guys, I want to discuss how someone can actually become a flying monkey. You know, how does a person become a pawn in the narcissist game of deceit? And we're going to discuss that right now. I'm going to explain how you can identify a flying monkey. Someone who is loyal to the narcissist, no matter how ridiculous that may sound. Because you always would wonder why. You know, why would someone be so loyal to someone who's so deceitful? Well, guys, these things can happen intentionally or unintentionally. And ironically, the reasons are stemmed from two different factors. And number one is they could have been manipulated into believing the lies that the narcissist has spread and told them. And the person being used, which is the flying monkey, is harassing the target as well now at this point. Gossiping, slandering this person's name all over the community. Now they're a part of the smear campaign, and they're being used by the narcissistic gangstalker to do so. And this all falls into the narcissist plan, because they also use people to back them up in their shenanigans. This is how they get the flying monkeys to back them up in their shenanigans. Because narcissists have to have narcissistic gang stalkers, because not all narcissists are gang stalkers. But the narcissistic gang stalkers, they believe in having a group. They're bullies, and they like to have a group of bullies to stand behind them and back them up in case they lose control of the person that they're bullying. And then that's when they send in the other bullies, hoping to break the person down, the person that they're targeting. Okay, now the second factor, guys, is based around the possibility of fear, okay, that has been placed into them, turning them to a human defense mode called fawn. And this means that they are only complying out of fear of what will happen to them if they don't participate in the harassment. Now, a lot of the times when the narcissists, how they get their flying monkeys, now, a lot of the times they know, majority of the time, the target and the flying monkeys, they actually know the real personality of the narcissist. They know the evil plots and schemes. They actually know how they are. So this is why a lot of the times the flying monkeys are controlled out of fear, because they've seen the outlandish behavior. They've seen the quick temper and, violent behavior of the narcissist, and now they're afraid. They've also seen how they treat their main victims, that they're also being used to harass, and they have fear that they will also, be treated the same if they don't fall in line. So those are the two factors, guys, that could possibly explain why the narcissist was able to gain these people as flying monkeys. Now, although the gang stalking narcissist is selective about who witnesses their violent side, like I said earlier, they may demonstrate some of that behavior in front of the flying monkey in order to intimidate them. See, they're constantly using different intimidation and manipulating tactics on someone. And, altogether, it explains why this person is always unhappy. If you have to live your life scheming, plotting, and manipulating people in order to get them to act a certain way, to look at you a certain way, or in order to get something out of them, deep down you're never happy, because for one, you're not being a truthful and honest person. And although a person that operates like that may never admit it and they justify their actions, they are very shameful and guilty about the way that they act on the inside. And it's double with the narcissist, because not only do they hold this type of personality disorder where they're already tormenting the people that love them, they have now joined this gang stalking program to where now they're being, their behavior is doubled, maybe even tripled, because, now they're in a program where they have to harass and manipulate other people, and it's pretty much based on how they already are. They probably don't have to go through, too much training as far as manipulation goes. Now they do have to get training in the V2K and other, how to use other electronic weapons of that sort. But as far as the manipulation tactics, I'm pretty sure Narcissistic Gangstalker has those, pretty much down packed. Let's see, what else was I going to explain to you guys? I was about to explain something else to you guys. Oh, now, as with Satan and his dark angels, guys, the narcissist wants people around them to carry out their demands. And they use flying monkeys because they are willing to lie, gossip, and slander. Smear campaign, slander the target's name around the community, make them look bad, to discredit them so no one will believe the harassment that they're experiencing. And with the narcissist seeming like the innocent one, it seems like they never have anything to do with it. It's like the saying, like they're throwing rocks and hiding their hands. And as with Satan, also, the narcissist also wants control of your family and friends. Because when he comes into attack, he doesn't just come in to attack you. He wants control over everyone around you. Because that's how Satan operates. He wants to control you and everyone around you, so that way he can destroy not just you, but everyone connected to you. That way, it's no one to actually witness the evil at hand. It's like desensitizing. They want control of your family and friends. The narcissistic gangstalker, and this is so they will take their side when something happens. They also want them to believe them. So when the discrediting and the smear campaigns start, the target won't have anyone to support them, to back them up. But the narcissist has everyone backing them up at this time. And the narcissist come in at this time as a superhero. And, after they've purposely made it hard for the for the target to escape this situation, they come in like they're a hero now, like they're saving you from something when everyone's attacking you now. Like, I told you, but thank God I'm still here. You wouldn't have anyone. Now you're right back in the cycle of abuse again. And guys, I also found out from research how during the ideation stage of narcissistic gangstalking, and I'm going to do a video explaining the different stages of narcissistic gangstalking, guys. In this stage, I found out that the gangstalking narcissist, they charm their targets very heavy with love bombing and compliments. And they also do this around friends and family. And this is to, give the image that they're really a good person, that they really love and care for you, and that they really have your best interest at heart. So when things start to fall out of hand from their outlandish behavior, it would seem to everyone else that you're the problem. Now, in this situation, the target's friends, which would be you guys in this situation, because, I'm pretty sure everyone that watches these videos are target individuals. Okay, they have an easier chance of turning the target's friend against them. They have an easier chance of turning your friend against you. And it's almost as if the narcissist now has a spell on everyone that they're involved with. And it goes back to the Wizard of Oz movie, how it seems like the Wicked Witch had control over her flying monkeys. Whatever she sent them out to do, they did it no matter what. They didn't question it. They didn't think about it. They just did it. And this alone lets you know that as with Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So all of these things are actually taking place in the spiritual realm, but are manifesting in the physical realm. So it's not a surprise if you start to feel a sense of eeriness, something funny, in your spirit, like something wicked is taking place from a supernatural aspect. And that's because it is something spiritual actually happening. Nothing is new under the sun, guys. And before many of us were born, if not all of us, there was spiritual warfare. And the Most High God, Yahweh, and his holy angels has been battling against Satan and his fallen angels since day one. And by us being children of God on earth in this physical realm, we're going to go through battles with darkness. And the handler and his gang stalkers are the ones that against God's chosen ones, the target. So we're too fighting this battle in the spiritual realm by being children of the Most High. With that being said, guys, I'm going to give you guys some signs of narcissistic gang stalking that I feel that you should know, because I feel that it's very important for us to know who we have around us, and like I always say, what their motives are. So the first sign, guys, of narcissistic gang stalking is they have no respect for the boundaries of others, okay? And, you know, it's crazy because after all the manipulation, all the abuse, all the gaslighting and harassment, a narcissistic gang stalker will still try to reach out to you, as well as purposely send their flying monkeys on a mission to find your location if they're not able to find it themselves, or if they can't just pop up where you are, you know, if you've moved location. They attempt to start the harassment process all over again at this stage. They will come back around you and talk to you as if nothing happened. This too is because the person that is being used, they already, like I said before, by them already suffering with NPD, it leaves their body as an open portal for Satan to use to control and possess in order to carry out a lot of his evil deeds. So a lot of the times, if I would say all the time, it's like these people, it really is a disorder, but from a spiritual sense, it's like they come in and out. It's like their body's being possessed at a certain point, and then it's like they come back. Like they really honestly don't know what they do, but they really do. They know what they do, but they really act as if they don't. And this is also due to demonic possession. Also, guys, another sign you would notice if you're dealing with a narcissistic gang stalker is they have very obsessive behavior traits. Now, guys, always keep in mind that any form of harassment is gang stalking. Any form. So when the narcissistic gang stalker no longer has that convenient access to you that they once had, they will begin to demonstrate a lack of self-control, because remember, they always want control of their environment and the people in it. They will also begin to reach out at this point to various family members and friends, even your neighbors and people that you work with, in order to contact you. They will make it seem as if it's a very serious matter, as if they're so concerned, they haven't heard from you, they're wondering if everything is okay, they care about you so much. And remember, these are also a lot of the same people that they've demonstrated that love bombing behavior in front of. So in these people's eyes, especially if the victim hasn't, well, I can't even say especially if the victim hasn't reached out and told anyone, because at this point they have everyone fooled, and the target is looked at as crazy and they're being discredited. So even if they tried to warn people, they probably wouldn't listen anyway. And then you have the master manipulator, which is the narcissistic gang stalker, laying everything on thick when they're talking to these people, you know, pretending that they care so much, so they feel that it's okay to give your information out. Now, they're being manipulated, a lot of them are, and a lot of them are acting out of fear. I've also realized, my own opinion I want to throw in on this, as a third factor as to how they gain their flying monkeys. I also feel that it's from the fake persona that the narcissistic gang stalker shows when they first come around. You know, when they've collected the characteristic traits, views, opinions, even the identity of someone else, and they come and portray this personality and behavior traits to the flying monkeys, and they're, you know, in hopes of admiration. And, you know, a lot of times they gain that admiration, and it makes a lot of people attracted to them, you know, wanting to be in their presence, whether it's a friendship, a relationship. You know, if a narcissist is a cheater, you know, how they can, you know, reel in other partners. It just depends. So that could be a third factor. It could be out of admiration and them wanting to, you know, gain the same admiration from the narcissist. They want to feel they want to feel valued by that person because they admire them so much, not realizing that they're admiring someone that they don't even know. Third factor, guys, is that they will demand your attention and this is because they feel entitled to it. They're energy vampires. They always seek and desire some source of energy to feed off of, especially from positive, loving, nurturing people. And they invade your personal space. And this is because at this point they've become very demanding because they can't receive your energy. You've gone solo on them. They can no longer drain you and leave you feeling confused, and and it just lets you, it sounds like a demonic attack. That's what demons do. They attack humans and leave them feeling drained and confused. And that's exactly what the narcissist does. And they are too being operated by a demonic spirit. So it all makes sense. Sign number 4, guys, is a lack of self-control. And this all goes back to the B cluster personality disorder, which falls under different personality. It's used to describe different personality disorder, guys. And narcissistic personality disorder being one of them. They can no longer intimidate and manipulate you at this stage. And this is because you have become aware of the abusive behavior and you have now implemented boundaries into your relationship. This makes them lose control. They can't stand boundaries. They can't stand when a person sets boundaries and stands up to them because they are controlling bullies. As a result of this, they will begin to threaten you in hopes of you submitting to the abusive programming again. And I would let anyone know out there, if they're experiencing this, to stand strong and to keep setting those boundaries. And they will eventually leave and find another supply. They may not, but and they may even come back, but even if they do, just still stand strong. And I feel that eventually they will flee, and just the way a lot of demons do if you resist them. Keep resisting and they will flee. The 5th sign, guys, is online bullying and slandering. I'm also going to do a video on cyber stalking, which is also a form of gang stalking. At this stage, guys, they try and make you look bad. They spread lies and rumors at this time, all while trying to make themselves look innocent and justifying their actions. They feel that also when people believe the lies, I don't know why in their mind it makes them feel justifiable against the mean things that they've done to you. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much they feel that it's being justified, it's still abusive and wrong. So always remember that. No matter how much they try and make you believe it's your fault, it's not. It's all a part of their manipulation game. The 6th sign, guys, is showing up constantly where you are. They will show up everywhere. Your home, your job, your family's house, your friend's house. They may even put a GPS tracking. Well, this is because they have a GPS tracking on you. That's why they're able to show up anywhere. Gas station, no matter where you are. The grocery store, the gym. This would also not only be a sign that they're a narcissistic gang stalker, but it's also a sign that they have a GPS tracking device on your phone. And that is something that should be looked into, because that means that this person is dangerous because they're stopping at nothing to harass you. Okay, and I just want you guys to know that. I'm going to read some signs that someone is a flying monkey. I feel that these are also some signs that needs to be looked into. Sign number 1 is they will take the side of the narcissist no matter what, guys. This is no matter the situation, no matter how many receipts that you have proving your innocence, they will still find a way to twist the situation and make it seem like you're the problem and the narcissist is not. And this is all a part of what they're being programmed to do. Another sign is they will spread rumors and they will gossip about you. And this is because they're being controlled by the narcissist to do so. They will also gaslight and manipulate you. And this kind of falls into the first sign of them taking the side of the narcissist. It's usually a lot of gaslighting and manipulating that takes place. Also with the flying monkeys, when they see that you start to become aware and set boundaries. And this is also to get you to fall back submissive to their programming. They will also devalue your feelings, meaning that if you try to go to them about something that has been hurting you, that the narcissist has done to you, they will question you. You know, they will be very trivial. They will make you feel as if you're wrong for feeling the way that you do. They will make you feel like you have no right to be hurt about the things that the narcissist has done to you, which to me is very demonic and sick. It's very weird how someone cannot have enough compassion to see that to see that someone's really telling the truth and that they're hurting and in pain for something that someone has done to them. And for it to be, for the narcissist to have control of the people that's close to you and can have them to act this way, there's something a little more than manipulation taking place. It is something like witchcraft, like something spiritual behind the scenes. You will start to see that it seems very robotic, like it's not normal how everyone is listening and agreeing with this person, this one person. And it can come from people that has known you way longer than they've known that person. They collect and give info to the narcissist so they can further harass you. This is what flying monkeys do. They work for the narcissist. And guys, if anyone out there is experiencing any of the things that I have talked about today, you guys know I'm going to say my favorite quote, which I'm going to get when I reach 1,000 subscribers, guys. I like to say supporters. When I reach 1,000 supporters, I may start a clothing, a merch line for this channel. And I know one of the sayings is going to have something to do with fasting and praying, because I always say that to a solution of what we go through, because that is the most effective. Going after these people seeking revenge is most certainly not the way to handle it. And due to it being a spiritual warfare taking place, the Most High is the only one that can protect us from this type of harassment. Come to the realization, guys, of what's happening to and around you. Know that you're being targeted. Know what comes with that, and know what to expect from that. It's one thing to know that what comes with it, but it's also a difference in knowing what to expect. Okay, I know this, but I wasn't expecting this to happen. I want you guys to expect the unexpected, not in a bad way, but in a way of people pulling their mask off, showing you who they really are, is what I mean by that. Meaning that just because, you grew up with someone or you're close to someone doesn't mean that they're not capable of taking place in this, in this type of harassment. All right. For all of my day ones that know me, that know how I do some things on my channel, and this is also to my newcomers. I usually do sometimes a movie. I connect the movie with a video that I do to explain further what I'm talking about, kind of give you more of a visual sense. And guys, this movie that you guys will be watching, that I have for you guys to watch, if you haven't seen it already, and if you have, please watch it again. It is a movie from 1994. It is called Deadly Vows, and it is based on a true story. And when I present the movies, I don't care about how new they are or how old. I just care about the message that it presents. And this movie gives a great example of what I talked about today. It is called Deadly Vows, and it is based on a true story around a man called by the name of Ronald Harnois, which he was placed in prison for planning the demise of his first wife. And while being in prison for that, he plotted the demise of his second wife. Now, I didn't tell you the movie entirely because there's a lot in between that and before that. But it has a lot to do with narcissists and flying monkeys. And in this movie, there's 2, maybe 3 flying monkeys in this movie. And one's being manipulated and the others are being operated out of fear. And I want you guys to watch this movie whenever you get a chance. To come back in the comment section and tell me which ones that you saw as being the flying monkey that was operated out of, the ones that were being operated out of fear, and the ones that were being operated out of manipulation. I would really appreciate it if you guys would do that, because it lets me know that we're all on the same track, you know, as far as the discussion at hand. All right, guys, I really hope that you guys love this video. I really hope that this video helps someone. And I'm about to have a TikTok for this channel, pretty much just letting people know when I've dropped a video, things like that, just to spread the word that whenever I drop a video, nothing major, but I will leave a link in my next video, if not this one, so you guys can check that out. You know, if you're just scrolling through TikTok or whatever, you can scroll. I mean, you can follow me on TikTok, and then you guys know when I've dropped the video if you don't get the notifications on YouTube. Which, if you don't, unsubscribe and resubscribe again, and click on the bell so you can receive all the notifications. And I would really, really appreciate that. I love you guys so much. Share this video if you don't care. Stay prayed up, guys. Stay safe out there. And until the next video, peace and blessings. Love you.